Dan Ryckert. I'm sorry, Quarter Dan. It has happened.
Well, yes, Quarter Dan and Jeff Grubb broke the news.
Yes, with the help of Quarter Dan out there, hitting the streets, hitting the pavement, getting all the news for the kids out there. They pulled a fast one on us. I'm choosing to believe they did it despite us specifically.
Doug Bowser hated your hair.
Yes, he hated my hair.
It. Yes, absolutely.
So, but you know what? They couldn't keep it from us forever. Metroid Prime Remastered is here. It is a friggin' delight. It is incredible. I can believe how well the game holds up. I can't believe how good they made it look. It was already one of the best looking games of all time. It was It was timeless when they put it out, and yet somehow they have made some really great improvements to make a great game even better. Have you been spending any time with it?
No, and I want to see this because I played through this whole game on Dolphin, I'd say about 2 years ago. And so it's fairly fresh in my mind. I played it when it came out, played it a couple years ago. So I'm kind of on the fence of like, okay, do I want to, like, well, what is this remaster? How much does it change or add? I did just play it fairly recently, so I'm very curious in what this package is.
Well, it is pretty much the same game. I think they've put in a new secret ending that I'm not going to spoil, but if you played Metroid Prime 2, you probably have an idea of the kinds of things they might do there. But other than that, it seems to be the exact same game. It is not a Resident Evil 2 remake or Resident Evil 3 remake, which is like, it's not just a remake, it's a re-edit. Where they are kind of
new game, basically. This is the same game, but it's the visuals are on par with the recent Dead Space remake. So if you want to see Metroid Prime just look even prettier, but wait, so are you saying the visuals are like, this isn't like an up-res? This is a new, like...
Yeah, good question. So this is not running on something equivalent to Dolphin. They ported this game. This is a straight up, this is not an ISO running on an emulator. They ported what seems to be the Wii version of the game and then did a ton of work in that process to really make it look great. Now, in terms of, let's start here with the extras. There's not a ton new here. These extras were always here. They do have like the remastered versions sometimes. Like I've unlocked stuff by scanning things in the world, and we'll show that off. And these things were all in the original game. It seems like they've added a few more into Biology Remastered, and I've only unlocked one of these so far, but it's still the same basic concept of, okay, you're going to unlock a picture of a ship or whatever. I don't remember if the soundtrack gallery, if this was in here, but it is...
the soundtrack.
Yeah, it's a great soundtrack, and it's awesome to have it. You kind of wish Nintendo would just put them out on CD, but they don't do that in the United States because they're afraid people will be able to cover their songs. So they just put their soundtracks into the games. And
that's weird.
Yes, they're a weird company. Yeah, they're worried about the mechanical licenses.
We don't know anything about that.
Yeah, we have no idea about Nintendo being a weird company.
No.
But yeah, so you at least you can listen to the songs in the game, and then it's pretty cool. And boy, is it still a good soundtrack. It's just all over very good. But
I'm so glad that in 2023 that people, hopefully that have not played Metroid Prime before, will get a chance to play for the first time, because it does hold up. And I even put it at number 55 on my top 100 games of all time. You, Jeff Grubb, put it at number 2 on your games of all time. So it averages out. The math puts this around the 30s of the best game of all time.
The 30th best game of all time. When you do the math, that's how it works out.
But either way, it's very good.
Oh, it's very good. I think you might have seen by the reaction online. A lot of people going back to it. Of course, a lot of people still love it. A lot of people playing it for the first time, and I haven't seen a single person be like, what are people talking about? This isn't a fun game. There might have been some hang-ups if you go back to the original GameCube version, because the controls are a little bit outdated. Just a little bit. I always got used to them again when I would go back to it.
Yeah.
And if you want to play that game that way, well, you can do that. They have the classic style, but they have added dual stick control, and it feels exactly like a modern shooter.
Wow. And so can you still lock on? Because that was such a big part of like the boss fights.
Yes, you can. It's still it still basically plays the same. It's just now you can look around with the right stick. And they even added like jump to the left bumper, because the GameCube didn't have a
bumper jumpers,
left Z. So you can do a little bumper jumper, so you can still be looking around, and it makes jumping around and exploring the world that much smoother.
You're saying all the right things here, Grubb.
It's very well done. Now, some people really like the pointer controls from the Wii. They have that as well. And then there's a hybrid where it's like classic controls and then motion. And I think this is probably plays like Splatoon or something. But
is that like gyro? Because I do like gyro.
Gyro, I think so. Yeah. Although it's classic, it combines with classic controls instead of the dual stick. So I guess that would be fine because you'd be able to aim just by moving the controller around.
Now, if it is a thing where it's like, if it's only when you hold in like the left trigger or something,
right.
that'd be great. Because I remember I loved it in like Ocarina of Time 3D that like I didn't want it constantly moving the camera when I moved the 3DS, but when I went to like one of those like shooting gallery mini games, I loved being able to do it there. So like if it is that way where it's, if I hold in left trigger, then the motion, like that might be the way I play then.
Right, and it's, I think the like Pro Controller has the way of doing it. Like if your finger is resting on the right analog, maybe it activates the motion. I think that's right. I might be mixing that up with the Steam Deck actually, but I mean,
I hold a Samus amiibo over the center.
That's right, exactly. Okay. Yes, and you just chant Miyamoto. Actually, you got to chant Tommy Tallarico. Tommy Tallarico, who's
right.
of course responsible for all of everything you see in this game. Came from Tommy's
Did he
brain.
do the music for this?
No, not really. No, but
did he have anything to do with this game?
Well, according to him. He worked hand in hand with Miyamoto on this game. That's how he puts it.
I don't believe him.
Weird.
Let me make that clear.
Tommy Tallarico's company is credited in the original for working on some of the sound effects. Now, Tommy Tallarico was never a sound effects guy. He had a guy on his team that would do that. He gave this game a 7.5 on his review show.
I remember that.
So maybe he didn't actually work on this, is what I would say.
Now I think he didn't play it.
Yeah.
This is not a 7.5 game.
No, it's not.
This looks good, Jeff.
I wanted to start in Phandrana Drifts, which is maybe one of the levels in video game that's most just burned into my brain. This is not like a huge area even. It's just, God, it's really pretty. It looks really good. They've just made everything better. It was already a good looking game, but I went back and looked. No, they made everything better.
Just the atmosphere here, the music, the little pulsing of your gun, like... This is a top all-timer atmosphere game, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's like, it's on that the Mount Rushmore of atmosphere in gaming. Absolutely. Yeah. It's, I think this is the thing. This is a remaster bordering on a remake. I would say when people ask, like, what kind of a remaster is it going to be? I would say it's going to be a big boy remaster. They're putting a lot of effort into it. The thing about that is, like, there's been a lot of remakes that have lost a little bit in translation. Shadow of the Colossus is one of those for me, where that Shadow of Colossus game, that remake is absolutely gorgeous. Of course it is. But something in that something's lost in translation there where I don't like the style quite as much as the original game. There's something more dreamlike about the original.
The fuzziness, the kind of surreal,
yes.
like that ethereal. There's
nothing lost here. Everything is just amplified. The atmosphere is perfectly preserved.
Frame rate.
Yes, and 60 frames per second. It's all great. I mean, scanning these guys, it's just... it's just scary and oppressive, but alone. But you also are Samus Aran, so you feel like you could take on anything, because Samus could take on anything. It's just so...
Every upgrade in this game feels so substantial, you know?
Yes, for real. I'm hitting the wrong button. This is also, turning into the ball is also still incredible. It's like one of the best transitions in a game ever. Yeah. And so you can see I'm locked on.
That this is part of this like trilogy. It's a different time period, but like as far as Nintendo taking their big first party franchises into 3D, granted this is later than 64, but like fucking first time out of the gate, Mario, Zelda, Metroid, all timers.
Yes. And they even like figured out a lot of the answers in doing Zelda, and then they just applied it here, right? Like lock on, Z targeting. This is basically just a Zelda game again, and but they like made sure, like, okay, well, what makes sense for Metroid? Yeah, go first person, get inside our visors, and then what can you do? Well, visors is a cool thing. Let's build a whole game around that. It is
straight up a Metroid game. I mean, this is Metroid through and through, just in 3D. Like, how do you do it better? Like, you are going around exploring these areas. You got the ship, you got your elevators, you got a wave, all the different. It uses the morph ball well. Like everything you know and love from Metroid is here, just in 3D.
Yep, and it's a game about exploring. So they give you this visor, and like it's building on ideas that were already there, and now you're doing even more. And because the world is so vibrant and alive, that you want to do that exploring. You want to do the Metroid stuff, but even more, and that's what they deliver here. We're gonna get what we're gonna do for this quick look. There's 2 upgrades we're gonna go for. We're gonna get those, and then we'll see how much further we get. I'm trying to scan these guys. I'm gonna play this again. Yeah, I'm gonna play this again. I don't know if I've ever gotten 100% scanning in this game. I think I have, but if I have, I haven't done it in a long time, and I'm going for it. I'm already at 25%, so I'm like feeling pretty good about it.
There is missable stuff, right? Like I feel like the bosses.
Yeah,
and,
I think so. Yes, and you want to for people that you want to scan the bosses, everybody, because that's it helps you find their weak points. So you want to do that.
I
anyhow.
love the scanning. The whole scanning system, I think, is
absolutely.
Great. It's not cumbersome. It doesn't take too long to do.
Right,
it's great,
and that makes you feel like you're interacting with the world, even though like there's two ways to interact with the world. You can shoot it or you can scan it, and that's cool. It adds a lot.
Yep.
Jump past these.
Yeah, this, I did play on Dolphin with like certain, like I think I tried like a texture pack. And
sure,
all that stuff.
HD
like,
texture
I did
pack.
the bells and whistles.
Yeah, it's very good.
Internal resolution up and everything, but like this is looking like this is a remake, right?
Yep,
this is not like an emulator.
Yep, this is they've gone in, they remade every single asset basically.
Not that I've used them. I mean, I've heard my friend talk Nintendo, Mr. Nintendo, if you're watching. No, I've heard about the bad emulators.
Yes.
So yes.
Research. It was research with prisoners. Oops,
I was researching
right,
because I wanted to help capture, the people
exactly.
that were doing it. I wanted to help law enforcement.
Yes, vigilante work on your behalf.
Exactly.
Let's scan this. And it turns out Metroidvanias are always pretty good because it's always great to just every 10, 15 minutes be getting something new or doing something very cool with your new toy. Oh, you little bastard.
Well, and it's the best new toy sound effect in video game history.
Yes.
In Metroid. Yeah.
Absolutely. And it's and this game's just like, okay, well, we're gonna do that, and then we're gonna do it in this amazing first-person world. And the one thing that's frustrating about this is how come more developers haven't done games like this.
Ooh, look at this animation.
It's so good.
You got some shit there.
The biggest improvement to the visuals, I think, is the lighting, and that lighting includes like the light coming off the morph ball. It's just it's like searing and awesome. But as we get into some corridors eventually up here, you could see like, oh yeah, these corridors just look, it's all baked lighting. It's not like real-time lighting, but it still just looks so well done. It's, you know what it is? It's really great art. It's just great art again, and it's like, oh my god, they made one of the most timeless games ever even more timeless, and like, now it's going to hold up for even longer. It's just fantastic work.
Something as simple as just moving this damn ball around, like it's just so satisfying.
And the trick here, everybody, is let go of the boost right at the snow line, right now. Right now.
Yeah,
you get super high.
Up there. There we go.
Right, let's get up here.
Love the boss fights where you're doing stuff where you got to go in and out of the ball form to get stuff
totally.
and like bomb and oh man.
Oh, lost. Yeah, but this is, for a while here, I would just like mess around with this because it's just so much fun. This now it's let's just do some Metroid stuff. So we unlock this and we have more abilities. Now that means we can get somewhere. Like early in the game, there was a little half pipe. The game's like, hey, the only way you can get out of here is if you figure out how to use the ball in the half pipe. Well, we just figured that out. Now I'm like, okay, well maybe when I get back to the beginning of the game, I can go do that half pipe thing. Well, basically the game's gonna take you back there right now because that's the one place you can go. So let's get there. And we'll see how the game sort of leads us there. This is just such good game design through this part here. Because we're going to go out here and we're going to be like, okay, we should probably still be exploring the snow area, right? Well, something's going to happen in the snow area that's going to lead you out of it. So let's get back over there.
I'll say, too, something that especially games of this era frequently fumbled was the 3D map. Because now all of a sudden games were 3D, but there was not an established way to really present that. And there's a lot of muddy fucking 3D maps. A lot of like splinter cells where you just don't even know what you're looking at. Look at this. Crisp, clean. You got color-coded stuff. The legend's right there. You can zoom in, zoom out, move it around. Like, this is a fucking sweet map.
Yep, and it's like a power user map too. You're gonna have to get like used to, like, okay, when I rotate it, it rotates around that axis in the middle, so I can move the axis in the middle. Now it's rotating around here. It takes just a little bit of getting used to, but you need this level of finite control, precise control, so that you can really take a look at these doors and be like, okay, so I'm coming from there. All right, now let's aim up, go through here. Okay, so we're gonna go through there. There's a blue door over there I haven't unlocked. And then we'll go here. We'll see what happens. Let's see if we can get to that door.
Oh god, and then the world map thing.
World map,
hexagons. God damn it! I have so many games I need to be playing right now.
Here it is.
Another game I played
this
numerous times.
Look, this is one of the parts that looks pretty junky in the original. It does not look bad anymore.
Oh shit!
And there's just Meta Ridley flying over and going in that direction. And when we realize that we can't actually make it over here yet, we're gonna like, okay, well, you know what? Let's go see what she's headed to.
Just the whole tone of this game and the music and everything, it's just like spooky, but sad and beautiful and lonely, but it's just, I just love it.
Yep, I think that was the stuff that Dread did a really good job capturing. It felt a lot of the same way, but nothing.
I thought you meant the movie Dread.
No.
The Judge Dread movie. I was like, what?
Metroid Dread,
That movie's awesome, but I don't know if it's
awesome. Yeah. Like, where are you going, Jeff? No, I go to Dread for everything.
Oh, Metroid Dread, I see, okay.
But nothing beats
also
Prime.
Awesome game.
Yeah, nothing beats Prime, though. So
I might be more on the end of like, in terms of Metroid fandom, I think I'm kind of like Castlevania in that I think I prefer the more recent's weird to say when I'm talking about Castlevania, which was 97, but
yeah,
like,
sure.
you know, like, I think as great as Super Metroid is, and the first one was revolutionary and everything, and 2 was a Game Boy game, I like Prime and Dread. Like, those are the Metroids I like the most. And the GBA ones.
Oh, yes. I mean, I like them all, but I know what you mean. I mean, I think they keep getting better. I really do. Oh, shit, these things.
Yeah. And those GBA ones are the ones that really made me appreciate, because like I never had Super Metroid as a kid. I played it when it came out on the Virtual Console, and it's still great, but I feel like Zero Mission and Fusion were the ones I got to play when they came out and appreciate them in the time, and they are fantastic.
Let's go through here.
I have a Zero Mission complete in box waiting for me at the UPS store.
Ooh, that's awesome.
Yes.
Oh, there's so many turrets. It's not good.
Those turrets, yeah. I assume no major changes to the controls outside of like they just made it dual stick friendly.
They made it feel better. It's just really good now. I mean, the fact that I can run, jump, and look and all this stuff, it's just really, I feel a lot more powerful and a lot more spry.
Do me a favor, switch over to that hybrid. I want to know how that works.
Let's do it. Real quick, look at the cracks in here. I wonder what you could do here if you ever get like a super bomb or something.
Oh, I can blow that right the fuck up.
Yep.
That sounds great.
All right, let's go here. Options, controls. All right, let's go for it.
All right, I'm very curious about this. So, if you're moving, are you with a Pro controller right now?
Okay, so yeah, I'm using a Pro controller. Right stick is doing nothing. Because, I mean, I guess that would have been selecting different abilities on your thing in the original, so different arm cannons. So let me aim, and, oh, wait. Yep, there it is. So when I aim, now I'm doing this. Now I'm doing motion control.
So is it like L2 or ZL?
No, it's R2. It's RL.
So
I'm sorry, ZR.
But you can't turn your view with the right stick?
That's right.
Damn it. Okay, so that's not exactly what I was hoping for.
Right, so it's the classic controls. It's not hybrid of the modern and the thing. So yeah,
that's what I wanted. So I think I'll probably just do dual stick. You know, because honestly, I like the controls of the original, and if you just add right stick, like looking around like that, I think that's what I want. But
yeah.
the gyro, that's unfortunate.
Let's see. I wonder if they can, if you can turn it on motion. Whoop. You can turn on motion control.
Like just the gyro
with dual stick. Yeah, it might be an option, but. Yeah. All right, there we go.
Okay, well. Dual stick sounds like a worthwhile improvement for sure.
Oh, yeah. I mean, this just... again, I got used to it every time. The game played great. It was built to work this way. It's like, if anything, it's a little bit easier now because you have more power over how you move. But it's like just so nice to feel like a modern game on top of everything else.
Yeah. Also, maybe still the best first-person platforming.
Yeah, I mean, it feels fantastic. You know, in this dual stick mode, it actually doesn't look down for you, which is maybe one of the reasons to use the bumper jumper. I think you could set it to do that, though. I think that is also an option.
Because that's the thing, I always remember it doing that slight little, just like, let's look down. Although, you know, what has aged really gracefully is Bubsy 3D, how it does look down for you when you jump. So I think that's maybe still.
Really, is that what we want to say? Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, I think so. No, that's what you wanted to say. I know you're playing, so I just want to make sure I'm saying your thoughts.
Oh yeah, I appreciate that. Yeah, it did want to actually not stop stepping on Bubsy's toes. They didn't credit Bubsy appropriately originally, so they're like, you know what? I feel bad about this. I'm just gonna cut it out. Okay.
I love that feeling in Metroid games where you find an area where it's like the game is just screaming at you like you should not be here, like beeping and hurting and flashing, and then it's like when you come back it's like, all right, motherfucker, I got the barrier suit, what do you want?
Yeah, absolutely.
I can just hang out here all like a pack of lunch here.
All right, I killed that guy. Let's look at the map. Where am I supposed to be going?
Oh, gotta get that grapple beam.
Yeah, I think maybe I can't go this way yet. So let's go back this way.
This track's really good.
Yeah, so I mean, I have wait, do I? I don't think I have the I think I do have the Various suit, right? That's why I'm able to go through the lava. But if I didn't have the Various suit, it would be screaming at me right now, like, this is way too hot, you're gonna burn to death. You need to cut it out.
You still got the reflection of Samus's eyes, right?
Yes, so here, let's see. I think, let's try.
Is it a missile? What's that? What
let me
does
try.
it?
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah!
There you go. There is a section in the early game where there's a mirror that used to have a reflection in the original game that does not actually work anymore. So they weren't able to replicate that on Switch hardware. GameCube's still more powerful in some ways. Oh, let me get that life.
First time I ever saw that a working mirror was in Duke Nukem 3D, and it blew my mind.
Yeah, honestly, and that's about what the mirror in this game looks like. Maybe even a little worse. It was just like this little PNG file jumping up and down. It looked ridiculous.
Did you ever play AM2R, that fan-made remake?
I did a little bit, yeah, I did.
It's good. That's the first time I ever actually played through Metroid 2, was that version, and then I played Samus Returns, which was also really good, but felt like a different game, you know?
Right, and that's, I mean, still, it's like a really cool way that we have all these options to do that.
Yeah.
It's the wrong way. All right, where do I go then?
AM2R is one of the more impressive fan projects I've ever seen.
Right. I can't remember if there's a way through here or not. I should be able to...
I do remember thinking a couple things aged kind of poorly, but they're fairly minor in the grand scheme of things. One was, I remember the last boss is kind of a pain in the ass and more annoying than it is fun. And also, there is a decent amount of annoying backtracking. Like, there's definitely this like sunken pirate ship level where it like sucks ass to backtrack through if you go too deep into it. So, has there been any kind of quality of life type, redoing the water temple type stuff make anything?
I don't think that, it does not seem like they've re-edited the game like even the Zelda games did, right? Like, I know what you mean. Like, those Zelda HD remasters did a lot of editing. I don't think they've done much of that here.
Okay.
It seems like you're going
to be fair, I don't think this needed it as
not
much.
a ton. No. Yes. And so I mean, I think it's that full game, and I mean, that means all your memories will apply and all your knowledge will still apply. But they, yeah, but you're probably gonna have. Oh, this is it. This is where I was supposed to go. Okay. Give me a little bit of life. Or is this where I'm supposed to go? I think it's where I'm supposed to go. No, okay, I did this before. Oh no! Oh, this is it. We're dead.
Yeah, that's not where we're supposed to go.
I'm gonna get destroyed here.
That's not it.
All right. Well, I'm not going to be able to get to the double jump, which is what I was trying to get to. But that's all right.
Leave it to the folks at home to experience that themselves.
Absolutely. All right. Yeah, that's Metroid Prime, though. I mean, it really is as good as it looks. It's so nice to have it in this package where everyone could just experience it. Her character model looks so good. Everything is just better than ever. I'm really happy with it, Dan.
Hell yeah, you're gonna get me to play this again. This seems great.
I'm happy. Second best game of all time.
Get that hair back from Mitch. Glue it back on.
Yeah, I'll do what I can. Thanks everybody. Bye.